Soraya asks, how do you know Cooper is wet to tell him? I'm not really sure exactly what your question means. We have a lot of people international here who English is not your first language, and I totally honor that. So I'm going to try to answer a couple different ways. How do you know if Cooper is wet? Oh, maybe how do I know? Okay, when Cooper's wet, how do I let him know to tell me? When I notice that he's wet, I say, your pants are dry. And I do express my disappointment. Bummer, man, your pants are dry. Let's go see if there's any more. And we go in there and we pull them off and we say, ooh, that doesn't feel good. And he's like, no, yucky. Tell me potty next time. Keep pants dry. We make it really, really simple. If, on the other hand, you're asking, how do I tell him that he's wet? Well, that would be, hey, your pants are wet. You got to tell me next time. Say potty. I'm very direct with my kids. They know exactly what to expect. How do I know that he's wet, period? This could be my third way to answer your question, depending on what you meant to ask. I put him in tiny trainers, and if he's only wearing that and a shirt, a long sleeve shirt, which he's wearing right now at home, sometimes he says he wants pants, but most of the time he's fine hanging out just in tiny trainers. You can see after a pretty medium size or even a pre-pee, eventually it'll soak through and you can see that it's wet in the front, but he's not in diapers, so I definitely don't have to like check. And then a lot of times we have him commando at home with nothing underneath or just tiny undies, so I can instantly see that the pants are wet. And to be honest, the kid is so laid back and he's so empathic and sweet and deeply feeling and just chill that he will walk around wet for a while and he'll do these crazy pee-pee dances. And I can't ask him. I just say, hey, you're wet. We need to go. See if there's more. And I pick him up and bring him in there. And he's, no, I don't want to go potty. Well, you have to because your pants are wet. So sit there and push out your more of your pee. And that's just how we deal with it. It's matter of fact. It's like, this is just what we do. I mean, I've never, ever, 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 ever had the experience of diapering a child and not knowing about EC. So the way I've always approached EC is as this. The diaper is your backup. It's not a full-time toilet. It's there for while you're still learning or you're still really small, like Branson's 9 months old. He's still small. That's what it's there for. Yesterday I had him in tiny trainers with my Wool Ups prototypes, the wool covers, and it's for him to pull up and have more mobility while he was moving around like this Baby Bear book shows. When they're diaper free, they just have the ability to move better. So I do that during those times, but all of these are backups until this is done. And in the span of, if you live for 100 years and you're doing EC for 18 months, it's a blip, right? But it's super important. So I'm very, very clear with my kids. I use normal adult language, but I do speak briefly, like in little choppy sentences. Put pee in potty. Say potty next time, and I enunciate potty because that's how he says it. Keep your pants dry. So it's not like I'm talking to him like he's dumb, but I'm definitely talking to him like simple. You need to keep your pants dry because if you don't, then we'll have more laundry to wash and it'll just be yucky and you don't want that, do you? And you're just such a big boy and you know so much and blah, 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 blah. And the kid can't even sit and think and process what you've said because you've just talked her ear off. So let's be really brief, really confident, really content and at ease. And also, man, you wet your pants again. It's hard to stop tell me, but you got to. You've got to tell me because this is what we do. So I'm teaching him how to be a grown-up, you know. I'm not sure exactly what you meant to ask, Sarah, but thank you for asking it.